Dr. Khalil Graham. I'm a managing director with Teaching Trust in Dallas, Texas. I think for me, education, it starts even before I was in a formal setting. I was a high school dropout. I dropped out of high school at 16, and I was actually homeless and living on the streets in New York City. I met a lot of young people, right? And riding the subways that we have in New York, meeting those young people and getting a chance to talk with them about life and about struggle and about, the dreams that they had. And it planted a seed in me at a very young age that, if I had the opportunity to do anything in the world, what would I want to do? It would be to help build bridges for young people like that. So I committed my career and a lot of my journey towards creating opportunities and outcomes and impact for young people and for the communities that they live in. So it led me to teaching in Connecticut. My first job was teaching with Achievement First, a charter school network in New Haven, Connecticut at their founding high school. Then moved on, and as I got my doctorate at the University of Kentucky, I got a chance to work and teach in higher education, but also got a great opportunity to work in Sacramento, California, with Students First, an advocacy group that partnered with Mayor Kevin Johnson to reform education in Sacramento, including helping them open their first charter school as a part of their unified school district in Sacramento. So it was a really amazing opportunity there. I decided that school leadership particularly was something I was passionate about. So I got the opportunity to work with Yes Prep Public Schools in Houston, Texas as a school leader. We partnered, it was a middle school campus, and I was the instructional leader over the middle school teaching staff. I was really excited about that work as a new school and a new partner. We were under the Bill Gates Sky Partnership, so he funded opportunities for training and development for all the school leaders within the district. So they gave us some great resources around technology and just being able to do different things for our students and learn different skill sets from other leaders around the country. At that point, I was really excited about opening schools. I got the chance with Idea Public Schools, a charter network that's based, at the time it was based in Texas, but now they are national in terms of the outreach that they have with students. I opened their first majority African American school in San Antonio, Texas, and we opened up with the goal of really changing and transforming that community in East San Antonio. So I was there, and really from inception of we have to pick a building, we have to pick a name of the school, getting students recruited, knocking on doors, meeting families, all the way through the process of creating students that were getting on the track to college readiness and being one of the most distinguished schools in the state of Texas. So I was really excited about that and had a great opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. and do some work there with the Friendship Public Charter Network, getting a chance to work with one of their STEM schools that was a part of their network. Gave me a great opening to what a STEM education is allowed to do for young people, and specifically how it gives them access to those college and career opportunities that we really stress on providing for them in their careers, and then being able to give back to the community. And then most recently get the opportunity to work with Teaching Trust, where I was able to come and have more of an outreach impact. Working right now this past year with 36 schools that represent over 10,000 students, and being able to coach leaders from K through 12, both in traditional and charter schools, really to hone in their techniques that are going to lead to outstanding student results. It really, yeah. It has a couple of pillars. I think for myself, any opportunity when I look at working with young people, you've got to start with a really clear vision for success. And I always talk about with parents, with community stakeholders, what does the school that you envision and dream about look, feel, and sound like? And having that as a clear picture, how do we want our kids to feel when they walk through the door? How do we want adults to sound within the building? How do we want the building and the community to look when they come across, our school? So it's really starting and honing in there. And then it goes to what are our expectations that we have for success? I think being really clear with how do we measure success is something that's really important, and then having the proper accountability and support so that anybody within our school, whether it's a student, a staff member, or a community member, able to know what are their expectations to help us to reach the goals we have for our young people, and how are we going to support them along the way. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that we're creating really active and compassionate citizens who are able to go into the community with a sense of empathy, but also with a sense of purpose. Also really looking at giving them the skills to have choice. And when we think about their career and college readiness, the choice is to be able to look at the education they've received and let that allow them to pick the pathway that's going to be most productive for them. So really creating that outcome through really structured environments within the school and giving them the passion to be able to be thoughtful learners and thoughtful leaders within the community. One day at a time. I think the most important part is making sure that we're aligned, making sure that both in our strategy and in our execution that there's consistent communication, there's understanding of how we want to be strategic, but how we also want to be flexible to the change that will come and the curveballs that will come our way along this journey. It's not going to be a straight path, but we can walk hand in lockstep together along the way. So it's really listening, coming in, having an understanding of how we've gotten to the point that we've gotten to so far in our journey, and being really conscious of how our partnership continues to evolve along the way. But at the end of the day, it's really hard work. It's really consistent work. I talk to people that have been under me about doing things the right way every day, one step at a time, and knowing that if we can win each day, we win Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we take Sunday off. But if we can win those days, it really helps us to build on that long-term vision, because everything has a process, both in terms of creating the school, developing the culture, and instituting all of the logistics that come with having a successful school. And knowing that, as a person with that background and knows what that path looks like, a lot of times it's just making sure we're on the same page and we can acknowledge the steps we're taking towards progress. I think for myself, having a track record of results is really important. Being a person who can see what the vision of success looks like on the other side, because I've been able to execute on that vision in a multitude of settings, but also being really clear in terms of what does both instructional leadership look like to create a school where kids learn every day, but also community partnership. And knowing that it's not just about having great results, but it's about having a community that's invested in that school that's creating great results. Because if we do a great job educating students, but nobody wants to come through the doors, it's not executing on the mission. And so being able to be that school, that community, and that families are really, really compelled for, and that they really cheer for, whether they have kids that are school age there or not, is something that's really important. And it's something that I've had to build when you go into new communities or communities that have seen schools that haven't been successful. And that's something for myself that, I've had a particular expertise in, and I'm excited about executing on that in our time here. I adopted my younger brother when he was 10 years old. After my grandmother passed away, I was 23 and in graduate school at the time, pursuing my doctorate. And being a parent gives me, I think, a unique perspective, especially, at my age, I'm 34 years old, and at this time to be able to see him grow and develop through education and the man he's becoming, it really gives not only a sense of purpose, but also a sense of relatability, being able to talk with our parents and know that, I've gone through struggles in terms of helping him develop and grow as a thinker as well as a community citizen, and knowing that I want to be able to share those stories and just my own testimony with our families, and letting them know that while things aren't always going to be perfect, that you can see success if you have the effort and you have the passion behind it. We're building a brand, right? We're trying to create a school that's going to take students and young people to places some of them have never seen, but definitely giving them access to the type of education that can be life-changing and transformative. And the excitement for me really boils down to knowing what that impact is going to look like for families within our city, and really giving them access to the American dream. We want to make sure that every child, when they leave our doors every day, is excited about the education they've received and excited about the future it's leading them to. So this is something for me that's always been a part of my life's purpose, and being able to offer it and help create it in a community like Sumter is something that I think is a really once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.